What's up, everybody? Let me welcome you to a brand new channel and introduce myself. I am Grams. In this series, we're going to be going over some of the best animes that I've watched in recent times and recapping on some of the life lessons, advice, or morals of the story that have really stood out to me. I'm a firm believer that anime has a unique dynamic where it can teach you phenomenal lessons, help build character, and create new thought processes in our daily experience. It's something that's really helped me go from being the child that I was to the adult that I am, and anime has only gotten better since then. I'm going to be going over some of my favorite anime in this series, like Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Bleach, different things like that, and then also capping on some of the new animes that have been coming out from God's Game We Play, Kaiju Number 8, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, some of these god tier animes from the legendary pastimes, some of my new personal favorites. As I watch these over and over again, I'm going to be sitting down and really trying to look out for some of the morals that have stood out to me, some of the guides, some of the tips, some of the life lessons. And I hope that you all find something that you can enjoy in this series. I hope that it's something that you can enjoy while you watch, lay down, go to sleep, and relax while having some peaceful content that can give you new perspectives, just like it has myself. Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to get into this. We're going to be starting with some of our first animes, and I hope you all stick around for more. In the beginning of God's Game We Play, we're introduced to a god that's been frozen in ice for over 1,000 years, and one of the main characters named Faye. Faye seems to be pretty famous, but wants to keep it under wraps.
Oh, hey, isn't that Faye? Are you sure that's him? Huh?
And the god immediately wants to meet with Faye because he seems to be one of the best players from this era. And when she was unfrozen, she had indicated that that was who she demanded to play with in the God's Game. We're immediately told in the series that Faye, the main character, has special abilities named Arise that give him immortality. So he's the only one that can handle the new thawed god's power, and they want him to spy on the god. I wonder what this can turn into. Faye had also just returned from a 6-month voyage looking for an old game partner that he played with while growing up. They have red hair, and we're not introduced to this character or given many details, but as soon as he initially meets the newly thawed god, he has a flashback and a memory to the past where he was playing games with that red-headed person full of life. Lady Laodicea, the former god of the games. That's her name. Now that we've been formally introduced, it's time to see where Lady Laodicea will take us. Lady Laodicea, Lady Laodicea, Lady Laodicea. All right, I think we got it down now. A mouthful and a half, to say the least. Am I right? And in a fashion you would expect from a god of the games, Lady Laodicea immediately offers that they play a game upon introduction. And almost immediately in this series, Faye is identified to be an extremely honest and intellectual being. While memorizing all of the cards in a deck before the game laid out before him, he notified the god, that way she could reshuffle and not cause them to have any sort of advantage. This creates a affirmation within the god, is a good word for it, I would say. This creates security. She likes him at that moment, sees the potential within this human boy as a god of the games. And the very first game that's been offered in God's Game We Play is a game of memory, a card matching game, but the rules have been changed to where the cards are floating in different orbital directional patterns. That way they're always in motion, so it's much harder to find pairs. And you don't win by collecting as many pairs as possible. Each round has only been deduced to 1 match per player if you find the match. And on top of that, none of the cards are based off of numbers. They're all based off personal information. So it's become a game of getting to know each other, and Faye immediately realizes that this is an interrogation from his words. There is still the win condition of whoever gets more matches wins, but the actual objective of the game has been revealed, and it's not to get as many pairs as you can, but to find out key information about the other person. So with that in mind, they are going to be looking for specific pairs. And in natural anime fashion, you have to have the big jigglies jiggling around in your face, but Faye has been extremely modest and asked the god about undergarments. It appears that Lady Laodicea has no desire to be confined by layers of clothing. So he respectfully looks away while she manages to be a big titty anime girl.
Not me, though. I'll look right at that. Yeah.
And the first cards revealed were about Lady Leo Lachey's hometown. It's called Elements, the playground of the gods. Or the superior spiritual realm is what the humans are referring to it as. So depending on whether you're a god from the elements or a human saying that gods come from the superior spiritual realm, it's all the same to them. And Faye, apparently 6 months ago, has used the door himself to go to Elements, so humans are allowed there with a special pass through a special door. One of the best players in the world seems to be a part of that list. Fancy that, Mr. Fancy Pants. Alright, and the premise of the story is coming to life. The reason that the gods are playing games with humans is because they've become increasingly bored. So they've granted arises or special abilities to different humans in order to enhance the games. These apostles have the ability to challenge gods to the games while also gaining very unique powers. And we're showing some different cutscenes of characters that we haven't been introduced yet, with examples of some of the different powers looking like superhuman strength, along with what we already know Faye's ability is of immortality. And the arises only seem to work inside of elements of the god's realm. Unless the humans somehow manage to take a win, then they're granted partial use of their arise in their everyday life on Earth, or Earth assuming that they're in Japan. And the win condition is taking 10 wins inside of the God games in order to get a pass for what they claim as the ultimate prize. On the contrary, if an apostle loses 3 times in one match, not in one match, if they lose 3 separate matches, then they're revoked from ever being allowed to play in the God games again. These are not merciful gods. I guess maybe they are. They're giving humanity a chance to entertain them. Are you not entertained? And this is a great first lesson 15 minutes into the first episode, that if you suspect someone is being deceitful in any way, then you may want to look deeper into their words or what's being asked for interpretation. If someone is being deceitful, then they may try to misinterpret or reinterpret something in their own way. Being clear and concise is a great lesson when you're dealing with someone who is a deceiver. And now Lady Leo Lachey is ready to show off her godly powers when one of the rules that was put first into the game saying you must be honest with your answers, she has drawn both the blank cards allowing her to ask any question she desires, and the truth comes out that if he is to deceive whatever she is about to ask, he will be put to death. Wow. And being as honest as Faye is, he has let Lady Leo Lachey know that he has been assigned to spy on her and find out what the true intentions were, but through his honesty and just a desire to be able to play the game, they both calmed down and made an astounding relationship or pact to be partners moving forward. That's phenomenal. A good lesson about honesty, if I do say so myself. And as the first episode ends, it looks like they're going to be getting into their first God game together. The couple big lessons that I can take from this series at the beginning is that if you look at rules like obstacles and challenges, those can be extremely fun and exciting. The second thing is that if you look at what the deeper meaning behind someone who may be being deceitful is, you could find some underlying truths or things being left out or things that can be misinterpreted or construed. So if you think that you're finding or talking to someone who's going to be a deceiver, then always look for the underlying message or ways in which things can be misinterpreted. And on top of that, look at rules like challenges and obstacles that give you confines to make a game more fun, not something that's dumb that you don't enjoy. I really like that. 2 great lessons. And that'll be it. Let me know how I did for my first video. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like it, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I have lots of content coming out. Hopefully I'll be improving as I learn to keep making this, but I thoroughly enjoyed going through this first episode, this series, and I hope you guys all enjoy it with me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.